Hello? It's nighttime. What the heck happened? Why am I in my car this late doing this video? Profound questions on a profound night of more Joey Murphy commentary. Chapter 6. Practical Techniques and Mental Healings. I can't believe I had such a sober-minded idea as to read this whole chapter. What the heck was I thinking? I must have been on a mental diet when I had this idea, which I was. Man. So here we are in the car, dimly lit, perfect for Halloween time. This next section is also not really a technique. I'm beginning to wonder why Murphy called this chapter Practical Techniques and Mental Healings, because I'm seeing a lot of overarching great theory here, not that many techniques so far. We are going to eventually get to techniques. I guess I'm going to read all of this because I said I was, and I'm still planning to. But I have more theory for you tonight, or wherever you are, whatever time of day it is where you are. So let's read this next section of the chapter, because it's very good. If you're new to this channel, you're probably wondering what the heck this is. I don't even know where to start. You know what I mean? All I can tell you is that this is not your normal law of attraction, law of assumption channel. I don't even know. I mean, this is real life, you know? This is real life. If you're familiar with Neville but not that familiar with Joseph Murphy, this section is going to seem probably interesting and relevant to you because Murphy describes and uses a lot of the same language that Neville would use in these couple paragraphs, but it just sounds a little bit more down to earth, which again I love. I'm very much into the down to earth stuff. I just feel like the down to earth manifesting advice, or prayer advice, if you want to call it that, which is what Murphy calls it here, is super helpful. A little bit less esoteric is often helpful. As articulate and wonderful a teacher and speaker as Neville is, sometimes the beauty of the language makes it almost more difficult to apply the advice, as strange as that sounds. And we often learn that the tough way. And Murphy's advice here is a little bit more down to earth. It's still beautiful, but it's similar to Neville's, and it's just as powerful in my opinion. So this section is called The Science and Art of True Prayer. Murphy says the term science means knowledge which is coordinated, arranged, and systematized. Let us think of the science and art of true prayer as it deals with the fundamental principles of life and the techniques and processes by which they can be demonstrated in your life, as well as in the life of every human being when he applies them faithfully. The art is your technique or process, and the science behind it is the definite response of creative mind to your mental picture or thought. This is interesting to think about, in the sense that, again, all these dudes love saying law this, law this. Murphy says law all the time in this. He's, I don't know, Murphy's a good guy. I'm okay when he says laws of this, but that's like this science concept. Like, these are concepts that like always work. But you're going to find in your own life, this is such a subjective practice that it probably is going to seem more like an art than a science to you. And you're fusing these ideas, these principles, these so-called laws with this subjective sensibility that you have, your unique sensibility. And that's the artistic part of it. In my life, I always related more to the artistic part because I'm an artsy dude. I'm not really a scientific dude. But yeah, it's merging your own sensibilities with these principles that really would work for anybody, and finding that balance in your own life. And again, that's a subjective process. It's a learning, gradual process that you get better at with time if you diligently, work on applying this stuff. Boo! The lighting is so spooky. Let's get back to Murphy. he quotes Matthew next, Matthew 7:7. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Very famous quote from the New Testament. Murphy continues to say that here you are told you shall receive that for which you ask. It shall be open to you when you knock, and you shall find that for which you are searching. This teaching implies the definitiveness of mental and spiritual laws. The definitiveness of mental and spiritual laws. There is always a direct response from the infinite intelligence of your subconscious mind to your conscious thinking. Another way of saying that is there's always a direct response from infinite intelligence from your imagination to your conscious thinking. If you ask for bread, you will not receive a stone, Murphy writes. You must ask believing if you are to receive. Your mind moves from the thought to the thing. So let's go over these last couple sentences right now. So there's a direct response from, infinite intelligence, the universe, God, your subconscious, whatever you want to say. There's a direct response from that to your subconscious thinking. To your conscious thinking. So when you know definitely what you want, it sets in motion positive things. If you ask for bread, you will not receive a stone. You'll get bread. You must ask believing if you are to receive it. Your mind moves from the thought to the thing. Now, what that means on a practical level is the stuff that Coué always talks about. You say you want something, your mind pictures it immediately. I want bread. You see bread in your mind, and it believes it's going to get it. It gets it. That's the gist of what Murphy's getting at here. And again, this is general. Don't read too much into this, but big picture-wise, I'm not talking about weird, specific situations that might seem abnormal. I'm talking about big picture-wise. You think of something you want, you say you want it, you think of it, and then you believe you're going to get it, and you get it. That's, the gist of what we're talking about. And you implant an idea in your head by saying, I'm going to get the thing. And even if at first you think, well, this is impossible, if you keep on saying it to yourself and you automatically picture it pretty much, I'm going to get bread, even if it seems impossible to do that. Sorry, I think my wife or daughter's in the background making a cameo. If you think you're going to get bread, even if it seems impossible for us to get bread, if you keep on thinking, I'm going to get bread, your subconscious, your imagination is going to respond in such a way that you end up getting bread. And so that's, again, why repeating something over and over again can be very powerful, because eventually your mind moves from the thought, I'm going to get bread, to the thing, the actual thing, bread. So unless there is first an image in the mind, it cannot move, for there would be nothing for it to move toward. That's what Murphy writes next. You have your focus. You have what you want in mind. And that's important, because once you have that in mind, there's an image there, and the mind moves towards it. Your subconscious, your imagination, God, the universe moves towards it, however you want to put it. Unless there is first an image in the mind, it cannot move, for there would be nothing for it to move toward. Your prayer, which is your mental act, must be accepted as an image in your mind before the power from your subconscious will play upon it and make it productive. Okay, this is just restating what we just talked about. You must reach a point of acceptance in your mind, an unqualified and undisputed state of agreement. Excuse me. So what often happens is, like, we'll state something and there'll be this element where we're stating it, for instance. And this is just stating it. You can also obviously visualize, loop a scene or whatever. There's all these different ways of doing this. But like, let's say you're looping a scene over and over again and it doesn't seem real. And then all of a sudden it seems real and it clicks. Or you're saying a statement, an affirmative statement, and you don't really fully believe it. And all of a sudden you believe it. That's that moment, right? You reach an unqualified and undisputed state of agreement. And you feel this. It's like a sense of relief. And I believe Murphy's about to talk about this. Yeah, he is. He says, this contemplation should be accompanied by a feeling of joy and restfulness in foreseeing the certain accomplishment of your desire. It's like, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. It's okay. I'm going to get that bread. I'm going to get that partner. I'm going to get that pay raise. I'm going to be healed. Everything's okay. That relief, that joy and restfulness. The sound basis for the art and science of true prayer is your knowledge and complete confidence that the movement of your conscious mind will gain a definite response from your subconscious mind, which is one with boundless wisdom and infinite power. By following this procedure, your prayers will be answered. So, just a very profound yet practical explanation of the science and art of true prayer. That's how Murphy says it. Sounds a heck of a lot of what Coué talks about with autosuggestion. And sounds a heck of a lot about what Neville always talks about, acting a scene or, visualizing a scene, feeling it, and then all of a sudden it feels real and there's that relief. And there's a lot of other ways of, reading into this very powerful, section of this chapter. But, contemplate this and just utilize what Murphy's saying here in whatever way you want. And again, this is what this channel is all about, is exploring this stuff. And if this is your first time watching a video from my channel, bless you for making it this long. I hope that this was somewhat clear. Nighttime videos are nighttime videos. And if you have any questions, let me know. As always, I'm available for coaching and counseling if I have availability. And I'll see you again soon. We'll continue with an actual technique next time. The visualization technique is next. And I think this is going to be the video that I call Neville's Big Penis. How's that for a teaser? See you soon. Bye.